Steph Curry is considered one of the best point guards in the league.
Discussion as to whether or not this man is the greatest point guard who has ever lived.
Then you have Damian Lillard, who's a rising superstar.
And brother, listen, man, he's guy's a superstar, man, in our league.
Let's put them in the same draft class today. Steph gets drafted to the Spurs for his rookie season. He went on to average 25 points per game, but the Spurs finished with the worst record in the NBA. On the other hand, Dame is drafted to the Wizards. He manages to score the same amount of points as Steph Curry, but his team also finished as the second worst team in the NBA. They were both contenders for Rookie of the Year, but they lost to Victor. Both head into the offseason looking to get better, but it's more than that. It's going to be a challenge that they're both going to compete for. They're going to race to 5 rings to see who will be crowned the greatest point guard. Steph Curry becomes very frustrated how the Spurs finished the season, so much so that he wants out of here. Dame showed the same frustration and wanted out of here as well, so the question remains, where are they going to go? Steph takes his talents to Philly for 4 years, teaming up with Giannis and Joel Embiid, making them finish as the 3rd seed in the East. Don't forget Dame, he signs with Minnesota for 4 years as well, and teams up with his all-star teammate Anthony Edwards. And the duo goes on to finish as the 4th seed in the West. It's the playoffs now. Dame is already running into a hurdle. The rising star Shai averaged 25 of 10. This could be a great threat to Dame, but entering game 1, Damian Lillard made a statement, not backing down. Edwards chimed in to take the lead 2-0. The Timberwolves shouldn't get too excited because in game 3, Shai took over and controlled the momentum heading into the next game. That's what Shai needed to tie the series 2-2. While Dame is struggling, Steph Curry had a smooth sailing in the first round against the 6th seed Magic. But Edwards tightens up in game 5, dropping a career high. Dame puts the nail in the coffin in game 6 to seal the deal. This is only the beginning, because the next round is going to have better competition. Steph had it easy in the first round, but Darius Garland in game 1 delivered. It wasn't easier for Dame in his game 1, because Luka and the Big 3 destroyed them. For Steph, Philly made adjustments, which resulted in Steph being in more control, which gave Steph more confidence to take over the series. As for Dame, he's taking a back seat, allowing Edwards to thrive in this game. Even though Curry may have developed confidence, it just wasn't his night at game 3, which gave Cavs the momentum to take the series 2-1. Edwards is giving it all this series, but the Mavs were too much for him. They're now leading the series 2-1. Both teams' backs are against the wall. Somebody has to push through. That somebody is Steph. He goes on to put up absurd numbers. That's, bro, what the fuck? Who are you? To take the next 2 games. Unfortunately, Dame doesn't get the same look as Steph Curry, and he gets destroyed the next 2 games, and is now out the playoffs. And while that happens, Steph's team takes game 6 by a landslide. Prepared to go to the conference finals, where he is greeted by a 4th seeded Raptors team who beat the 1st seeded Hawks. The Raptors won. How did they beat Victor? Coming into game 1, Giannis takes initiative. He dominated this game, showing promise. Philly switched the game plan and allowed Giannis to be the guy. And Toronto started to pick up on that game plan, so they forced Giannis to take bad shots and double team him the whole game, which resulted them to take game 3, which allowed Toronto to gain momentum, and this game became a blowout. Heading into game 5, Steph struggled, but Giannis powered through and took over this game, which led to Giannis finishing the series, and Steph makes it to his very first finals in 3 years. And this finals is very interesting because in real life, Steph is on the Warriors. In this alternative universe, the Warriors have AD, Jordan Poole, and Brandon Miller. Steph has to get past this Warrior team to get his first championship to be ahead in the race. Entering game 1, Giannis takes initiative, showing the Warriors that they're here to win. In game 2, things are different. It became a close game with 1 minute and 13 seconds left to go. Brandon Miller backs down Giannis, his little baby hook to go. Steph Curry trying to lose Tyrese Maxey, fades away from 3, and he hits it. Tyrese Maxey tries to drive on Steph. Steph with immaculate defense. Steph is at the line, but clutches both free throws. Andrew Wiggins catches the ball, finds an open 3, and he drains it. Steph still holding it down by draining both free throws. And then Tyrese Maxey drains the shot in Desmond Bane's face. And then Kawhi does his job at the free throw line. Kuminga passes out, finds Andrew Wiggins in the corner. And it didn't matter because Steph closes out with these 2 free throws. The Warriors couldn't finish, and it's all thanks to Steph for game 2. And game 3 showed intensity from both teams with 1 minute and 9 seconds to go. Tyrese Maxey's looking to pass, finds Anthony Davis to tie the game. Steph with the ball, blown by Jordan Poole, pulls up over Anthony Davis. Nah, Steph is a demon. That's what they needed. Once again, Tyrese Maxey tries to drive. He misses, gets his board back, puts it over Joel Embiid. Like, bro, what are you doing? And Steph finds Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane takes the 3 and he sinks it. This dude, Desmond Bane, can't guard Tyrese Maxey. This sequence makes no sense to me. Steph Curry was open for 3. Now he waits till he gets doubled, passes Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, I have no idea what he's doing. He's just sitting there. I thought he gonna pass back to Curry, but he did it. You know what he does? He does this bullshit, and somehow this shit go in. And once again, they win the game, and Curry shows out in game 3. And Steph Curry destroys him in game 4. Now winning his first chip puts him ahead in the race. But in the future, he may encounter Dame. Following season, Steph and Philly are looking to go back to back, while Dame is looking to go past the 2nd round. So Philly finishes as the 1st seed, putting the league on notice. While Dame finishes as the 7th seed, he has to fight in the play-in. Dame survives the play-in and beats the Kings. And now he faces the 1st seed Dallas Mavericks. This Dallas team has Luka, D, Mitch, and KD. I don't know how this this big three was constructed, but it's here, and they gonna give Dame hell. The Timberwolves flipped a switch in game 1, and Dame led the charge. That didn't last long because KD stepped into game 2 and demolished them. No matter how hard Dame and Ant tried to keep up, they were still behind in game 3, and Dallas single-handedly controlled the momentum, which led them to eliminating Dame once again. But for Steph, it was easy pickings out here in the East, so he makes his way all the way to the finals to meet a 7-seeded Rockets team who took down a stacked Dallas team and a stacked Golden State team. This might be the easiest finals for Steph because I don't think this Rockets team got what it takes to take down Curry and AD, and this Rockets team did not have what it takes to take down Curry as he goes on to win the next 3 games. Steph dominated in game 4, which led to Steph Curry picking up his second ring, now being 2-0 in the race. That may be good for Steph, but Dame on the other hand, Wolves are not doing too well because they lost Anthony Edwards in free agency. Now Dame is forced to carry this team to the playoffs. That seemed to be too much for Dame as he finished with the worst record in the NBA, and things wasn't easy for Steph either. They lost Joel Embiid and the team started to become lackluster. In the following season, Steph is now on his own. Nobody's on the team anymore, and he has 1 more year left on his contract. And then Dame decides to team up with Zion for a chance to win, and it seemed the Pelicans have no chance to win at all, even with this duo. Steph Curry finished with the worst record because he has no help. And then Steph Curry made the biggest move in free agent history. He teams up with Giannis again, and he adds Victor to the mix. Steph is looking to get those 3 rings. Dame also got help with free agency by adding Brandon Miller. The West is stacked now. Only one of these teams can prevail. Entering the first round, Dame runs into Shai once again, but this time he joined the Dallas Mavericks. And this Dallas Mavericks doesn't have Luka anymore. They picked up LaMelo Ball as a replacement. In the first game, they were battling tit for tat in the 4th quarter. D-Mitch tries to put up in the paint, gets blocked by the big man. Brandon Miller looking for an opening, takes the mid-range over RJ Barrett. LaMelo shakes off Damian Lillard off the screen. Damian shakes off LaMelo off the screen and gets it to go. Dame plays immaculate defense on LaMelo. LaMelo gets the board back, kicks it out back to D-Mitch, and D-Mitch sinks the dagger. Dame's looking to score, 5 seconds, puts it up. No good. Big man gets the board back. He puts it right back up. Now the Pelicans are up by 1. And in this last possession, LaMelo passes the ball to an open D-Mitch who seals the game. And Dallas takes game 1, making a statement. Zion in game 2 came back ready for the challenge. Zion is playing out of his mind right now, taking the series 2-1, which led to Brandon Miller carrying the momentum to take game 4. Heading into game 5, it's down to the wire. The Pelicans are looking to take this home. Shea loses Dame off the screen, pulls up and makes it 2. Dame does a no-look pass to Zion. Dyson tries to guard D-Mitch, but D-Mitch hits him with a fadeaway. And Lillard finds Zion once again. Damian Lillard forces Shea to get this turnover, and now it forces him to foul. Somehow D-Mitch got this crazy separation. And then their center gets a mismatch, but he throws it in the corner, and the corner guy makes it. Dallas was looking to score. He shoots the 3, but it was no good. The Pelicans win the series, and they move on to the second round. While that was happening, Steph didn't really have competition in the first round. But he's going to enter a challenge in the second round because prime John Morant is carrying the Memphis Grizzlies right now. John Morant came at Curry all game and dominated game 1. The Lakers perform a comeback in game 2 to even the series. Now the Lakers take advantage of the momentum, win the next 2 games, and taking the series 3-1. The Lakers finish the Grizzlies and now move on to the conference finals. And while that happened, Dame was facing the first-seeded Clippers. And let's just say things get interesting between these 2 teams, because in game 1, the Clippers really demolished them. But you know Dame doesn't back down from the challenge, so he took over in game 2. And seeing that hyped up Zion allowed him to take over in game 3. The Clippers wasn't having that in game 4, so they came back for vengeance. But vengeance can only do so much but fuel Damian Lillard in game 5. And from that, the Pelicans felt confident enough to bring it home in game 6 to move on to the conference finals. As I said before, they would have to face each other in the future. And depending on who wins the series can change the whole tides of the race. And right now, all the odds are in Curry's favor, being ahead by 2 rings. Now, let the series begin. Steph Curry didn't come here to play, so he started attacking Dame every single play in game 1. And game 2 turned into a back and forth for both teams. Curry finds Kelly, but Kelly gets blocked by the big man. And whoever this loses Curry on the screen and hits a big shot. Giannis looking to pass, finds the big man. What the hell? I don't know who he is, but why he did this to this man. Dame is running out of time, he's trying to drive, he gets blocked. Dyson passes Zion for 3. No good. These events turn out to be very unfortunate for Dame and the Pelicans after going down 2-0, and the Lakers are utilizing this momentum as Victor Wembanyama takes over game 3, and things are not looking good for Dame heading into game 4. So Dame switched up the tempo and started giving Curry buckets every possession, which led to this game 4 breaking blowout. In game 5, the intensity has risen. Both teams are battling to win. Brandon Miller gets in the corner and takes the shot. Curry uses the screen, takes a fader, and he makes the 3. Brandon Miller forces his way inside and gets this dunk. Curry once again takes the fader. Dyson wide open for 3. Kelly Oubre finds it open. He takes the 3 and he sinks it. I can't believe Kelly Oubre hit that shot. Crazy. But in the end, Steph moving on to the finals. Now Steph's next opponent in the finals is the first seeded Wizards team. They don't look that strong on paper, but we're gonna find out. And Curry doesn't fail to put on a show for game 1. Curry wasn't the only one catching momentum. Victor had a career high in the following game. Okay, Wembanyama, I see you, bro. Victor becomes the star of the show, taking the lead 3-0. The time is ticking. Curry wants to close the game to get ring number 3. Curry finds a cutting Giannis. Kelly Oubre finds an open Curry for 3. This man is a demon. Curry seals the deal and wins ring number 3. Curry has all the momentum in this race. He's looking to go back-to-back during the last 2 rings. Both teams are determined to win these playoffs. They both dominate the first 2 rounds with no problem, only to meet at the conference finals to have a rematch once again. Dame means business. He came here to settle the score. He dominated his way through game 1. Victor Wembanyama has been on cruise control, just waiting to attack. In this game 2, he's been a monster, and he continues to perform at a high level entering game 3. And the Pelicans put up a fight in game 4. The series is tied 2-2. Curry has been a no-show this whole series. Heading into game 5, the results still don't change for him, but Victor Wembanyama came to save the day with another great performance. The energy shifted this series. The Pelicans are in the lead heading into the 4th. Brendan Miller tries to go inside on Victor. Victor gets a stop. Victor finds a cutting random and gets to the lane. And Brendan Miller doesn't learn his lesson. He tries to go inside again and he misses. And Brendan Miller finds an open teammate who gets to slam. They're running out of time, so they try to force it up, but it was no good. Dyson Daniel hits a tough shot, but it doesn't matter because Steph Curry is going to the finals once again. And in the finals, he meets a first-seeded Hawks team who has Bronny James. East is no competition. I'm convinced because Steph has been dominating this series in the first 3 games. And like I said, Steph had the easiest series once again. That puts him at 4 rings now. Steph is looking to close it out with his final stride to be crowned the GOAT, while Dame is trying to play catch-up. The stakes are high. It's the first round, and Dame is Steph's first opponent. This could be it for Dame, but at the same token, Steph Curry could possibly lose this round. Dame became relentless in the first game, showing no mercy. Steph found his groove entering game 2, showing Dame not to get too comfortable. The Pelicans didn't back down. They came out swinging and got the win. The Pelicans are controlling the series for the first time in history, led by Dame. Dame has finally taken out Curry by a landslide, moving on to the 2nd round. They encounter a Thunder team that is the 2nd seed. I don't know nobody on this team, but I just know it's going to be difficult. Game 1 became a battle of who's going to control the momentum. Dame finds an open look, his teammate shoots a shot, and he got it to go. And Thunder answered with a bucket of their own. I swear, man, every time Brendan Miller goes inside, that should never go well. Thunder's running out of time. They're looking for the shot. He forces it, and he got it. Dame puts it up with no time left, and he couldn't get it to go. Thunder takes game 1, setting the tone. And the Thunder continue to give Dame the work. It's not looking good for the Pelicans at all. The Thunder took control of the series and kicked Dame out the playoffs. As the following season, Dame enters free agency looking for a new fit, and he found this young Philly team. Steph lost Giannis in free agency, but him and Victor still have 1 more year together. They're looking to do 1 more final run, while Dame is looking to control the East and make it to the finals. And Dame did that, annihilating everyone in his path. Don't forget Steph and Victor, making it all the way to the finals for this rematch once again. The stakes are high, they're putting everything on the line. If Steph wins this, he could be the greatest point guard of all time. But if Dame wins this, he gets his first ring. Victor in game 1 didn't mess around. He took Philly's soul. Things are starting to get interesting in game 2 with 1 minute left to go. The Lakers are trying to double Philly inside. He puts it up. No good. The Lakers small forward forces his way inside. Philly's getting doubled again, but it doesn't matter. Post hook. Steph Curry's looking to pass. Finds a small forward, and the small forward slams it. Philly's getting doubled again, but finds the corner. Corner cuts to the basket. He gets it. They're running out of time. They pass to Victor. He pump fakes. He takes the mid-range. We're going to overtime. Heading into overtime, Dame loses Curry on the screen. He shoots the shot, and he waves them off. Curry's looking for an opening. Finds Victor. Victor's trying to go inside. He puts it up. And wow. Victor's trying to keep the team alive, but I think it's already too late. They're running out of time. Curry's running out the clock. He takes the shot. He sinks it, but it doesn't matter at this point because they made all the free throws necessary to win the game. And Philly takes game 2. And entering game 3, Curry comes back with a killer performance to shift the tides. And as soon as the tides were shifting, Dame refuses to lose and ties the series 2-2. And Dame destroys the Lakers in game 5, carrying the momentum. And then the tension shifted as Victor carries them to game 7 to the NBA Finals. In game 7, Victor took matters to his own hands. He carried Curry to his final ring. Curry now has 5 rings and now crowned the greatest point guard of all time. Now what if Damian Lillard had Stephen Curry's career? You need to watch this right here.